It is the homemade broadcast. It is episode 543. My name's Will Kuntz. This is Anna Hummel.
Hello.
What was that?
No, I sometimes I like making things awkward for no reason.
At first, I thought you were talking, and I thought that
You
it
couldn't
was.
hear me.
I was like, "Is your mic working?" And then I thought you're standing right next to me, so I would still be able to hear you,
Yeah.
even if that was the case. But welcome, Anna Hummel.
Thank
Long time
you.
no see.
I know. We actually hung out this weekend.
Yeah,
I had a great time. You and your girl are you guys are a hoot.
yeah.
You guys are fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. We had fun too. Did not pee my pants, despite speculation for the contrary. I believe what happened was we went to.
Oh yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
We went down to your neck of the woods in Dunedin and enjoyed a nice holiday themed, Halloween themed cart parade.
Yeah.
Which is a very Dunedin thing. And now I did drink a little bit, as I'm wont to do, especially on an event, and especially on a Sunday. Really any day.
Yeah.
But especially on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to an event, I was watching a Bucks game. The Bucks were wearing their orange uniforms. I got the hat on today, still celebrating. I wanted to see their boys in their uniforms.
How'd they do, by the way? Did they win?
Oh. No, they didn't win. It's very controversial. Stuff went down. So no, they did not win, but they looked adorable in their little orange uniforms, which is really what I wanted to see. And it's weird having that sort of connection with fashion in that sense.
Yeah, it is. It was, I mean, I can't really say it on this portion of the podcast, but when you told me like, oh, I can't, it's the creamsicle day.
Yeah.
I was like, what did you just say? And you tried to explain to me, I know what it is.
Yeah.
It just, I didn't realize that would make you want to see the game more, or that was important to you at all, because they were wearing a specific type of outfit.
Yeah, I wanted to see the boys in their unis.
But they always wear unis.
But I wanted to see these were special ones that were orange.
But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Didn't they wear the creamsicle uniforms when they sucked?
Yes.
When they were horrible.
Yes.
They were so bad. Doesn't that remind you of the dark days? When they couldn't win a game, couldn't make it to a championship.
Yes. All those things are true. And also, they were the laughing stock of the league. They were considered hideous uniforms. I mean, one of the worst, hence the change.
So why not relive it?
Well, it's weird because now when I see that uniform, I go, that is a good looking uniform. That is awesome. And I wish they would just bring that back, as a matter of fact, because I think it looks so good. I know, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. And it's weird how things change and taste change. And I believe I'm not the only one who feels that way. And that sentiment, if you're a Buccaneers fan, it's just things that, it's a bad time to be a football fan. So I think the uniforms took a lot of hate, and you were like, everybody was like, hey, you got a gay pirate on your, it's a thing. A homosexual pirate was our mascot. He was literally a no, I don't know. But I'm just saying that was the criticism, was that it was, it's a pirate's fault. It's Bucko Bruce's fault. And I don't know. It was just fun. It's a fun thing. It's new. It's a new old thing.
It's a retro throwback.
Yeah,
I got you.
And I wish they would just bring those uniforms back because they look great. They could mix them in more. Why can't teams have 2 uniforms? Why not 3?
I thought they do.
No, well,
the Buccaneers sometimes wear the white, sometimes they wear the red or whatever.
Typically, it's a red, and then for certain games, I thought it was home games where you wore white, but I don't think that's the case anymore. But every team has.
So you want more outfit changes? I want costume changes.
Yes, okay. I would like that. I think that's fun.
Interesting.
And I feel like they could sell a lot more merchandise. I'm sure it's like in the league, rules, they have some sort of agreement where everybody can only have one. The thing was, for a while, is you could only have one helmet, so they couldn't even do those games. And then when they changed the rules, the league, that they allowed for 2 helmets.
Why can't you have more than one helmet?
I don't know.
Like to own?
I don't know.
Like they're a different helmet. It's the same helmet, just a different color, right? Like,
no. It's this logo, the Bucko Bruce.
Yeah.
Now it's a flag. A pirate flag. I said flag, by the way.
Did you?
Yes. But it was, and you can't wear the red flag uniform or helmet, I mean, with the orange
it would
uniforms,
match.
it wouldn't
It
it
would
wouldn't look good.
match. Yeah.
It wouldn't look good. So I don't know. It was fun. It was fun to see that. And then we went and visited you and your very handsome man
Thank you.
in Dunedin.
Bagged that.
And we we had a great time. I did drink a little bit during the game, and then when I got to your house,
yeah, I was about to bring that up.
I was thinking, oh, I think last time I was here, I remember them having a little bit of whiskey laying around, and you were gracious enough, you both, to say, yeah, sure, go for it. And there was about this much in a bottle,
this much, a bottle this thick.
Yeah,
and I go, oh, he'll probably have a sip or two. I come home, empty.
Yeah.
You were at our house for.
I took it to the house.
6 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, a few ounces, big deal.
Did you just chugged it?
Pretty much over a few chugs. Yeah. Yeah. And I wasn't driving. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, and then we went and had a shot, and I was very proud of you because you took an entire shot of Fireball like a shot.
Yeah. Well, I thought that's what we were doing.
Well, that's what people do. I mean, like
then everyone was shocked. They go, whoa.
That's just, typically ladies usually do a few sips, but you were just
I'm
like
not a
all
lady,
in.
so.
And then I had to stop and go to the bathroom a million times because I'm old.
You were worse than me.
Yeah. And I had to, my bladder wouldn't hold out. So I had to stop in many places, and I would maybe get a drink there while I was there. And anyway, I came out of one place and there was a giant thing of liquid right on the front of my pants where my stuff is, where my private parts are. And then everyone pointed and said, you peed your pants. And I got to be honest, for a little while there, I was like, did I pee my pants? I hope I didn't pee my pants.
Yeah.
Like, I hope I'm not getting that. But I think what happened was when you go to the sinks,
they're low.
Yeah, they're low. And I think that I just like sat my junk right there, and then it happened to soak up the residue.
Coincidental that it did look like a pee spot, because sometimes it'll hit you on your hips or something, but it hit you just right on your pee.
Listen, I am 80% sure that it was the sink. 20% of me goes, I don't know, it might have been something else. I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, it was a lovely time. I had fun. And it is 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. It's episode 543. I already did introduction, so I don't need to do that. But we're going to do a half an hour here up front. If you're watching live on Wednesday on willsyoutube.com, Rumble, or Facebook, awesome. So glad to have you all here. If you want to contribute with super chats, we have that ability now, and those will get read. Guaranteed to be read. I'll try to pull some if I find any interesting that I see while the chat's going. I appreciate you all being here. And Substack, hmbradio.substack.com. It'll go audio only, the full shebang, full unloaded podcast, the 30 minutes up front and the uncensored 30 minutes towards the back end. That'll get uploaded right away tonight. Otherwise, you have to wait till Sunday. Frankly, it's just a good way to support us in the show. So don't have to. Obviously, you don't have to. But, it's fun if you do. And we thank you if you do that. It is Halloween.
Tomorrow.
Halloween tomorrow. Obviously, if it's Radio St. Pete, it already happened. Are you going to dress up?
Yeah.
You are?
I'm going to a Halloween potluck on Friday, which I understand is after Halloween.
Yes, it is.
But that's when it's scheduled.
Okay.
I wasn't going to go. I joined a new jiu-jitsu gym,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been going 5 days a week. And they're like, we're having a potluck on Friday. And my initial, internal reaction was like, F that, I'm not going. I don't want to see people and do anything. Yeah. But then it's like, I would like to feel less uncomfortable faster. And the only way to do that is to really immerse yourself into the group.
That is true.
So I'm like, I'm going. Chris's nephew has a banana costume I'm borrowing.
You know how I feel about fruit.
And I'm bringing a dessert. So hopefully.
What are you making?
Magic bars.
Oh, those are
you know
good.
what those are? The graham cracker crust and the condensed milk with the coconut and the chocolate chips.
Are you going to Halloween theme it?
How does one?
I don't know. You put some orange and black frosting or sprinkles.
No. Just I'm going to be wearing a costume. Okay. I have a feeling that like there will be very few people there and no one will be dressed up except for me.
Oh, that would be
So
great.
I'll just be this giant banana, like the new girl with
Yeah.
the banana costume and bringing dessert.
That'd be
So,
phenomenal.
yeah. So I could be there 2 hours. I could be there 10 minutes. We'll see. But
That's cool.
yeah. So yeah, you kind of got to thrust yourself into those things, even though you don't really want to go.
Yeah.
It's kind of just,
It's it is helpful. I've learned that very recently. In fact, I was thinking about I've applied for a position at the radio station that's not really on air. And I was like, I've really done a good job at alienating myself from that building.
yeah.
So I don't even know if I haven't got a response back on it yet. So not really sure. But it is important to show up, show your face,
Yeah.
be gracious, and not make everybody hate you, which again I've done a pretty bad job.
You
Well, not
have-
everybody, but some, I would say. Oh, pillow pants coming through. A good man once said, "You're not cool unless you pee your pants." That's true. That's true. I forget who that was. Miles Davis. That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Pillow, for the donation. I appreciate that. Yeah. So that's good. That's important. We're gonna do a little cookout here. I'm gonna cook some hot dogs
on Thanksgiving,
on Halloween.
Sorry, tomorrow.
I'm not sure what to expect here. This is my first Halloween in this location. I don't know what the kid situation's going to be as far as door knockers or trick-or-treaters, but I wanted to be prepared, so I went to go buy some candy today. Publix has BOGO Kit Kats.
Yeah, and we were talking about our favorite candies on whatever day that was, a Sunday night, and you said Kit Kat, and I said, nay, that is not the best candy, but it's not a bad candy.
It's good.
It's all right. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, that's pretty high. Yeah. That's pretty high. What would you prefer over a Kit Kat?
All of them. Reese's. Thanksgiving. Why do I keep saying that? Snickers, Milky Way, even like a Mars bar is better. Twix is better.
Nah.
Baby Ruth is awesome.
I
love Baby Ruth. 100 grand, or is it 100 grand?
Yeah.
Those are phenomenal. Take 5. Those are good. Kit Kat is beneath all of those.
Oh, I disagree with you. I disagree with you there. I can see your point about Snickers and about Reese's cups. But and I might actually even put maybe peanut M&M.
Ooh, okay.
I do love a peanut M&M.
That is good.
Yeah, that is good. But Kit Kats were BOGO. So Daddy's on a budget, and I have a feeling we're either gonna get 1 million visitors or 0.
I think you'll get a few. I've seen some children in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I think we know some children in the neighborhood, not to be creepy about it, but
don't kids go to like events now? They don't really there's some neighborhoods, obviously. Old Northeast and St. Petersburg is one where
Davis Islands.
Yeah, like those are you're getting the full size candy bars.
Yeah.
That's what kids are gunning for. So there's some neighborhoods that are still designated trick or treat areas. I think the whole city's still open.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I feel like you either go to those neighborhoods or you go to like a park, and the city the city of Pinellas Park is putting on an event,
trunk or treat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like especially with kids maybe 3 and under, you only do a couple houses.
Yeah.
Call it quits. So this might be kind of a perfect arena for a child, maybe 4 and under, something like that.
That's what I was thinking, and I'm probably going to be outside. I'm going to grill up some hot dogs.
Are you having guests?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was kind of planning on it, but nobody wanted to come. No, we're not really doing it. Well, and by a few people, I met my dad. Is pretty much who I invited, and he goes, "No, I don't want to do that." Okay. All right.
Fine.
All right, Tim. That fine.
Works.
So I wanted to at least be prepared just in case. So now I got a bunch of candy in my house. So really, it's begun. The holidays have begun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have certainly begun. And you were. I don't know if you remember, because I don't know how toasty you were on Sunday night, but you had some plans for what you were going to do on Halloween, and it was pretty much what you did, which was buy a bunch of candy and eat it all yourself.
Eat it. Yeah.
You wanted to buy a large, like a single large something, and then just consume that yourself.
I went to Costco yesterday, and it was jam packed. First of all, what was that?
No, just like confirmation.
Did you just fart?
No, dude.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I heard something.
I went like this with my foot. I swear.
Something.
I would admit it.
Something went.
I told you I've been very gassy, but not right now.
Okay. I mean, it's fine if you did.
I know.
But,
I know it is.
yeah. So, anyways, a big bag of like assorted candies and kind of like off the beaten path ones. I think too. You got the regulars, but then you get like a zero bar, and they're like really weird ones. What Costco is really good at. And I passed on that one. I didn't do. It was like $20 for a giant bag of candy.
It's probably a good deal.
It is a good deal, like especially if
But
you
then
need
you
to,
know you're gonna eat all of that.
well, that
yourself.
or if you like, hey, 4 other families, do you need candy for Halloween? We can chip in a $5 and get this giant bag.
Do you know that many neighbors?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's really the reason why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
More than anything. Jam packed though. Costco yesterday. I waited 20 minutes to get gas, and I was just like, is everybody just not working now? What's going
Yeah, 'cause
on?
it was during the day.
During the day on a Tuesday, I figured this is going to be great. I'm going to have to run up Costco.
Everybody is working from home and on their own schedule is what
Is that what's happening? Because I feel like even if you work at home now, which I mean, I still have my little deal that I do during the day, but I'm able to kind of sneak away and kind of do what I want. Is everybody in that situation?
So last week when I started at this new jujitsu gym, I had a class at 11 a.m. And before that, there was like some Krav Maga seminar that was like a week long. It was 10 a.m. and there were 30 people in the class.
Oh, wow.
On like a Wednesday. And I'm like, whoa.
What's going on?
Do you guys have job? I mean, I actually don't have a job.
Yeah.
But I would assume most people do.
Yeah. You would
So,
think so.
maybe not. Maybe not.
That's crazy. 813-693-2124 is the voice and text line. I do get those messages. And if they're good, I'll play them on the show. It's a Google voicemail box that we have there. So 813-693-2124. What's your favorite candy, etc. And of course, the other scary thing is the election is on
Oh,
Tuesday.
that's scaring you?
I'm getting a little nervous.
It's so funny. My best friend Erin said the same thing. She goes, I am nervous. And I said, I'm not going to tell you not to be.
Yeah.
But I do have wine that we're doing a little, it's not a brunch, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Nighttime.
I did not see the period. I'm so sorry. I got very excited in my head. I was like, $200.
Can we see your bed sheets, Vicky Valancourt? Yeah. Did you think it said BSAC?
No, I thought it was $199.
Oh,
I have an
God.
astigmatism.
Yeah, that would
so
be
I can't
awesome.
see punctuation.
Well, we appreciate it, Garrett.
Yeah,
thank you.
Whether it's a cent or $100, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, on Tuesday night, I'm doing like a little bit of a girls get together where me and my good friend Erin are gonna get together, drink aggressive amounts of wine, and just yell at the TV while we watch Fox News.
Yeah,
like the old men that we are. So I'm very excited about this.
Well, it should be interesting. It's funny just the different perceptions that we like. Everybody's telling me to vote. They're like, you need to vote. You need to vote. They don't really ask who you vote for. They just ask you to vote.
Who is telling you? Is it like just a social media general thing, or is it like
yes,
individuals in your life going, "Will you need to vote?"
Yeah, individuals. My father, my girlfriend, my just people.
Is it a house divided?
Oh, it's definitely a house divided. Yeah, and that's the only reason I would really consider voting is
just to piss her off,
cancel out hers because. Yeah, it's funny. Yesterday we were talking about it, and she's like, our voting I mean, it's right there. We could walk there, and well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Sorry,
but she says you could vote for the future of America, and kind of looked at me, and I'm just like, I just can't believe that we see the world so differently sometimes.
Was she insinuating you vote for a particular candidate, or was she just saying, I want you to just exercise your right?
No, I think she was hinting to vote for a particular candidate, which is funny because she's been pretty open-minded about.
I mean, to be with you or around you, you have to be open-minded.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm even more demented than you are, so that works. This works out well, but yeah, for someone to like be romantically involved with you and be so like diametrically opposed to your worldview, they have to be a very open-minded and compassionate, very patient person.
I'm just surprised I wasn't able to be more compelling and
for convincing for
coercive.
not
Yeah.
coercive.
Yeah.
Wasn't a very cogent argument, I guess, you put forward to sell your position.
We don't really talk about it too much, our politics, and that's probably a good thing. Like when we were going up to Greensboro to evacuate, and we were visiting one of our stops was her mom's house, and she goes, "Don't talk about politics in my mom's house. She will tell me to leave you if you do."
Really?
And I was like, "Damn, that's unfortunate because I think we like each other." But I believe that's probably true.
So you bought a Harris Walls t-shirt.
Well,
and
what I
walked
had
in
to, what,
there.
what I had to do is
Hey!
whenever politics come up, I had to look at the ground and just not say anything, which was hard.
Yeah.
But
I had
that's
that
what I
same
did.
I had that same talk with Chris as I went to a someone that you know that
Mhm.
maybe hangs to the left.
Mhm.
Someone that we both know that I'm good friends with.
Yeah.
And you know, had a little talk in the car on the way there. STFU.
Yeah.
Um
And that's it's
That's it.
unfortunate
Just
because
STFU.
why do they get to say anything they want? In a
I'm
little
in
bit of
I'm in their home.
Well, I understand.
You know?
No, I understand why. It's because we're in good versus evil territory now. There's a good side and there's an evil side. And
I
it's
I just wanted to have a pleasant evening.
well, that too, yeah, and
I
me
just
too. I know that even if you talk to somebody, you're not going to change their mind.
No, and the weird thing is like I know exactly how they feel, and I still love them and want to hang out with them. But
yeah.
I fear that the opposite is not true.
Yes,
That if they found out my thoughts, that they would not want to continue a friendship with me. So
Yeah.
I am fearful of that, and I do not want to find out that answer.
Mhm.
So the only thing you can do is just STFU.
yeah, and that's the side of acceptance and loving, but tolerating everything but intolerance, which is what you believe. So
It is what it is. I've accepted reality, you know?
it's a shame, but I don't know, and it's just interesting how it's just the perception of what we know. Like one of the things that we were talking about the other day, me and the girl in the car, was we were talking about the weed thing, and the Amendment 3.
Vote no.
I guess so. I didn't know. I just thought it legalized, and I
No.
really didn't do my due diligence. So I'm like, oh, that's obvious. Yeah, like I don't
It's a
care.
dirty
I'm
trick.
so tired of weed. I'm so sick of it. I don't want any. I'm sick of abortion too. That's another thing I'm really sick of. But these are the two big things on the list.
Getting
now.
high and killing babies.
Yeah, it's just
it's so tired.
I'm
so tired of it.
so sick of arguing about it, and I'm sick of weed in general. I'm sick of it. I want to vote yes, just because they could stop calling it a medicine. That it's just to get high and enjoy your life. I'm just like, fine, just do that. But I'm so sick. I'm sick of the culture. I hate the camaraderie. I can't say
Camaraderie. Yeah,
camaraderie around it.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like that, for whiskey people too, where you're talking about booze. I get it, but I find
Bourbon
it
is a very guy thing. I'm learning.
Yeah, and chicks are getting involved now too. Of course, you gotta get involved. I'm just kidding. Welcome, gals. But yeah, it just annoys me. I don't know, and I don't have anything against it. I used to use
the
it.
Culture that's annoying.
The culture is annoying.
And you know what? Weed, I want to keep it as illegal as possible. Let me tell you why. Because when you legalize it, you kill the fun. You kill the fun.
That's true too.
You know how much fun smoking weed was when I was 17 and it was totally illegal and I thought I was like a bad A criminal. Like I'm just like, wow, I am a rebel. I am punk rock. I am amazing. I'm doing this like hardcore stuff. This is the gateway to all the other stuff I'm going to do. And I thought I was so cool. And now it's like, it's Tylenol. It's your medicine.
Yeah.
People my parents' age are doing it every day. It's not fun anymore. It's like Facebook. When your Auntie Barbara got the Facebook, it wasn't fun anymore. They're trying to do that to weed, and I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Why are you killing the fun? Keep it illegal.
Yeah. I don't know. I've heard arguments pro and con. I was listening to Drew and John today. They were kind of giving some explanations for and against. I guess it's, obviously spearheaded by John Morgan.
Yep.
And some Walmart of weed, some big conglomerate that will have total access and control over this thing. You're not going to be able to grow plants. You're not going to be able to.
And you can still obtain it illegally, like off the street. It's not like you can just buy it off the street. If not that they can prove that, but if they could, that's not legal either.
Yeah, you could potentially still be, yeah. So
And
you have to
can't
buy
more
it
than
from a
what,
certain,
like 3 ounces or something.
yeah, which
God
is a
forbid
lot.
you.
That's a
Is it?
lot of,
Well, I don't know the
tons.
amount, but
Yeah.
if you have a little more than that, that's still against the law. Like you said, you can't grow it yourself. You grow one plant, that's a felony.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the answer with that is. It's obviously going to keep some people out of jail, which would be good for that substance.
are people really going to jail for weed?
I don't think so.
They say that all the time, like it's this talking
No,
point.
you know what
like,
it
who's
is?
in jail for weed?
I'm
Unless
sure.
you're with
Listen,
like kilos and kilos.
yes, yeah. There's obviously that, and there's probably an example that you can find out there
Of
somewhere.
course.
But generally, it's tacked on to something else. So you
Murdered
committed
someone,
or armed robbery,
but you had a
or
little bit of marijuana.
driving under the influence, and then you happen to have weed on
Could
you.
you
Which
imagine?
yeah,
It's like a serial killer. They got him for weed. He killed 7 women.
right.
He killed
they'll say
7
he's in jail
women.
for weed. He's in jail for weed.
It's like it's
Not
kind of like
exactly.
the Schmovid thing. Oh,
Yeah.
you got run over by a bus, but they had Schmovid.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, he died of Schmovid.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I don't know how they count those exactly, but supposedly it's tons of people in jail for marijuana, and I guess drugs in general. Which other drugs you can certainly make, arguments of whether they should be legal or not. But yeah, I think generally it's a tacked on charge to keep it for a serious offense that to lengthen that time. But I don't know. So you voted. You're going to vote no.
Yes. It's one of those things where they give you a little bit, but then it messes everything up in the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like they're like, oh, you can have a little bit of recreational marijuana. That's no problem. But if you grow it yourself or you have a little bit more, or you get it from somewhere that's not us, you're going to be effed. So it's like, I'd rather wait for a bill that was actually like liberating people and allowing them to do marijuana than doing it under these confined, restrictions, because though you're gonna get effed more in the future than if you just hold off and wait for Mr. Right is essentially what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I guess if I vote, I'm gonna figure it out on game day of what to do.
I'm filling out the sample ballot like a.
Are you actually gonna go and vote on election day? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
one of the things that we fought about, I kind of wanted to talk about this on the other side, but no, well, remember I was just talking about your perceptions of how you see reality and what's going on. So one of the things I was saying, I said that my father, I was talking to my girl in the car, and I was like, my father said he's voting no on the weed thing, and she was like, what? Why? And it was for all those reasons, because you can't grow your own plants. It's not really legal. It's legal if you buy it from this
just so
company.
They can make money. Yeah.
And she went, he's a Republican. He loves big business. And I went, well, I don't know if that's really true. I wouldn't say that Republicans are the party of big business anymore. I think at one time that was true, but and she went, what? Wait, what? And couldn't believe that I was saying that. And she was like, well, look at all the donors. You talk about BlackRock, and she was under the assumption that, I know, but she's under the impression that they're all donating to Donald Trump. What? That's what I said. I go, no.
Elon's like the only one.
Elon. Well, there is a bunch of Silicon Valley.
What is it? Bill Ackman?
Yeah, David Sack. I mean, there's a lot of Trump supporters out there who are mega donors, but we're talking like people under the table, like CEOs of BlackRock, Larry Fink. Those are all, Democratic donors in huge amounts. Bill Gates, but it's just so interesting that, she sees it the complete opposite way. I feel like one thing is objectively true and one is not. But
well, in her defense, there has been a bit of a switcheroo in the last 20 years where it's like
definitely
the pacifists are the Republicans, and
some.
I mean, again, I'm painting with giant brushstrokes here, but it seems like the liberals seem to be more interventionists. They want to get involved in stuff and give more money to Ukraine, give more money here, maybe not to the Israelis, but give more money to Ukraine and to the migrants and to everybody that needs help. And all that sort of stuff, where Republicans are like, generally speaking, we got a lot of issues at home that we should probably take care of before we start policing and trying to spread democracy around the world.
I agree with you.
So,
Before we go, I was hoping to get more into this. I mean, it
Yeah.
is the election and Halloween special,
yeah.
but who do you think is going to win? The big
Dude.
one.
Who do I think is going to win?
Yeah.
I hope our my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to disclose that on Radio St. Pete.
Yes.
I don't want to get doxxed, but my dude is a genderless person.
So is it the 5th? Is that election day?
Yes, correct.
So he won't be back until the 6th, which will be the day after the election.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Yes.
Okay. I'm picking Kamala Harris. I believe she will win.
That is who the Nostradamus of elections, some guy Leichman, who's been right 9 out of 10 elections, because he has this whole algorithm and he inputs in the. This isn't like he's who he wants. He's like, we crunched the numbers. This is who's going to win. So that was a little bit frightening. But then you got to think, like, every election is a 50% chance of someone being right, which is essentially chance. It's a flip of a coin. But the fact that he's been right 9 out of 10 times means that it's his odds are better than chance. You know, 9 out of 10 times is pretty strong.
Yeah.
So,
there's a lot of you know, I guess townships or cities or counties that claim that they can't have the election results on election night. So that's just
what?
yeah,
I mean,
just some that they're not going to be able to have the votes counted in one night. So they're not going to know the winner. And for potentially it could be up to weeks before they're done counting their votes in these very pivotal, you know, kind of toss up counties.
I don't understand. Why can everybody else count them?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I mean, in 2016, we knew the winner that night.
Yeah. Well,
Hillary
no,
conceded
because they
that
went
night.
to bit. Oh yeah,
Hillary conceded that night.
2016.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I don't think they anticipated what was going to happen. They, you know, whoever. Whenever you say they go, who's they? And you go, it's they. They. Do you understand? And they know. They know. But they won't say it. Yes. That's right. That's right. So they got to see how many ballots they're going to need. That's all I'm saying. Potentially. So yeah, I think Kamala's going to win. I'm excited. A woman is finally going to be in charge. I'm excited that it's a woman of color as well.
colors.
Many
She's
colors.
black and brown.
That's right. So
Get it right.
we'll see. Radio St. Pete listeners, thank you. You like me. You hate Anna now. That's good. And we'll see next week the winner of that election. Maybe if they have the votes counted by then. If you're listening here on podcast, or not podcast, but on live stream on willsyoutube.com or Rumble, we do this Wednesdays at 6 p.m. So tune in and join us then. And we bid you adieu. Goodbye, freeloaders. Okay, and we're back. Just like that.
Woo!
Bonus time.
Yep. MAGA
Bonus
country right here. Let's go. Donald, let's bring it home.
Did you watch the Rogan one?
Yeah, all 3 hours.
Yeah, I did too. Did you find it? I didn't really find it amusing.
I mean, I find Donald Trump
much.
very amusing. So
I didn't really think there was any revelations.
No,
yeah.
but I like watching Donald Trump talk.
Yeah.
And making Joe Rogan laugh.
Mhm.
And he's not even like trying, like, who said this? Maybe it was Mark Norman. He goes, Trump is very funny and rarely laughs, and Kamala is not funny at all and laughs all the time.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So when he's being hilarious, he like just keeps a straight face. He doesn't really laugh at his own shit, which makes it even funnier. But I am excited. This is like my Super Bowl. You know, I'm very invested in who wins. I actually had a somewhat of an ornery, is that how I say it?
Yeah.
Conversation with my father.
Oh, really?
Yes, on the way over here, he called me a few times in the last couple of days, and I told him I'd call him around 5 p.m. our time, and he was like, "Hey, how are you?" And he was like being really friendly, and then I go, "Great, what's going on with you?" He goes, well, I just want to let you know that I'm probably going to go on vacation in December. And I'm like, cool. Where are you
Hell
going?
yeah.
Israel.
Oh yeah.
And I immediately got mad at him. I go, maybe not do like fucking spring break in a war zone. Maybe
Well, where's he going? He's going to what, Tel Aviv, or he's going
the
to one of the
country
big...
isn't very big and it's fighting like a 7-front war right
Yeah,
now.
I get it.
So I was like, maybe he's like, it's not as bad as people think. I'm like, yeah, sure. Maybe that's the case. Why don't you just go back to Kauai?
For now.
Why don't you go back to Kauai where you came from, where everything's peaceful and they got toucans and peacocks. You have a great time.
Yeah.
So my dad was just trying to convince me that he goes, you don't understand my connection to the place. I go, I understand. Can you wait 6 months? Can we just see who wins the election?
Oh, you think that's going to be that quick?
No, but I mean, like, if he's going to go in December, maybe they will stop acting up so much over there, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So I'm concerned, but I'm very excited. Do we want to talk about MSG?
Oh yeah.
And I'm not talking about monosodium glutamate.
That was very just fun. I don't know. I've heard the simulation theory that we're in a simulation, but every news cycle now, especially since Joe Biden is out of the running,
Mm.
and I don't think it's by his own doing. I think someone broke his arm, metaphorically. And, I think Barack Obama and I think that Nancy Pelosi went to his office and said,
How do you think that went?
something like that. Yeah.
No, I mean, like you tell me, break it to me. Like, hey,
Oh, you're Joe.
Yeah.
You're Joe. Joe? Oh. It's
That's
scary.
only...
This is Halloween.
Yeah.
It's scary. Joe, we're gonna go ahead and let you go out to pasture now. You served your duty. You will be remembered as one of the best presidents of all time that you vanquished. Can we get a nurse? I can't do the voice anymore. I'm not good at impression.
Sniffing you.
But I think they said, listen, your debate performance was terrible. We can't hide the fact that you are declining rapidly in your brain. Your brain's applesauce. Everybody saw it. We can't lie about it anymore. It's just too out there now. So we're going to give you the option: either A, you step aside, or B, you don't step you don't step aside. We use the 25th Amendment on you and have Kamala take the reins after the election, or before. I guess she could have done it before as well. And you're going to be reminded of as this person who let Trump back in, who won the election against you.
I think it was just like, you're going to lose.
And you're just going to be like the worst.
You were going to lose.
You idiot. You should have just stepped aside.
The donors are pulling their money.
George Clooney's pissed.
Yeah.
And now you got to go.
Joe Scarborough is talking shit.
Yeah.
We got to let you go.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much what happened. And he went, geez, all right, you got me. Checkmate.
Do you think I don't even think he really wanted to run. It was more like he did. He's an empty vessel. He has dementia.
No, Joe's not. Well, he's, in that sense he is. Joe has a worldview. And he's wanted this job his entire life. He's been running for president since 1974, I think.
Running for president?
Yeah. He's
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
His campaign got sunk, this first one, because he got caught plagiarizing, which that used to take people out. Plagiarizing. And a journalist
plagiarizing what?
I can't remember, a speech or something. And a journalist, God bless him, at that point, did journalism and exposed him, and he ended up having to drop out for plagiarizing. But he's been running for president ever since.
Really? I didn't. Well, I mean, maybe not every single election cycle, but
pretty much.
Really?
He just couldn't get over the hump ever. And then he was assassination insurance for Barack Obama in 2008, and that kind of, got him to some sort of notoriety. And I think he wanted to run.
What did you say? Assassination
insurance.
What does that mean?
That means that
in case he's assassinated, that
nobody really wants Biden. He would really want Biden as president.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If got taken out. But anyway, and he's an elder statesman, and he was a white guy, and there's always playing that race card there, even back then. It's been happening for a long time now. To get people, maybe old white guys, more interested because Joe Biden's there. I don't know if that's even a thing or not, but they think it's a thing. So, there's a lot of reasons why Joe got picked. But then I think he wanted to run in 2016, but it was Hillary's turn because Hillary kind of stepped aside once Barack Obama came out of nowhere because it was her turn
like
then.
07 when they were campaigning.
Yeah. So, and then Hillary just totally fumbled the bag. Didn't go to Wisconsin. Hung out with Gwyneth Paltrow the last few weeks of it, which is funny because that's what Kamala's doing now too. She's hanging out with celebrities and not going to Wisconsin, which is what she should be doing.
Yeah.
There's very eerie similarities to 2016. But anyway, so I forget where I was going with this. Oh man, what happened?
You said Kamala's gonna lose.
Well, I didn't say that.
No, you didn't.
I think some shenanigans are gonna happen, and I just don't think they're gonna let him back in. I don't think it's gonna happen.
There's just Trump.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh, we were talking about the Madison Square Garden thing.
Yes, I wanted to talk about the performance of the great Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yes.
Not Clift. I love Kill Tony, which is his podcast where he brings people on. It's actually modeled after, he used the name Kill Tony because it's supposed to be like Kill Bill, like they're creating assassins sort of a thing.
Right.
I heard him talk about it. So they have comedians, like open micers, come on and do like a minute and then they just roast them. It's so funny. I don't watch like all 3 hours of like an episode, but I'll watch the highlights and they are hilarious. So they had a roast comedian come out and warm up the crowd at Madison Square Garden Sunday evening before Trump took the stage. And as much as I love Tony, why were they taking these chances a week before the fucking election?
So here's the thing. That rally in Madison Square Garden was in the media called, it was a Nazi rally. That's how it was billed. It seems, it's same aesthetic, same. Now JFK held rallies.
Clinton held a rally there.
I know.
Bill Clinton.
This is how, they're billing it. This is why I just don't think, if they're and the language is getting more and more intense every day about, you can't let a Nazi back in the Oval Office. You can't do that.
How is it a Nazi rally?
It's not.
Every rally, I could look like a Nazi rally because someone is speaking very animated with the hands.
It's not. But I'm just saying that they're programming the masses. They're just not going to allow this to happen. I think overwhelmingly, vote-wise, that Donald Trump is overwhelmingly going to win. But I don't think he's not going to win. Does that make sense? I got to be careful about what I say on YouTube. But
I can read between the lines.
I hope so. I just don't believe that there's any way.
I think he's coming back.
I mean, that would be weird. And I'm almost more scared if
JFK'd on November 6th.
Well, they tried.
I know. They'll try again.
Yeah, clearly. They might try again. But then you got the other Nazi that's behind them. That's even more. That's even more dangerous. So, I don't know what they do about that in that situation, but it's so anyway, Madison Square Garden, the big Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden. They have Tony Hinchcliffe, a very offensive comedian. Kind of his bread and butter has always been like roasting and very inappropriate jokes. Didn't he have another thing semi recently? Oh,
Brady.
Well, the Brady roast, but he got in trouble with Hans Kim because he was like really mean about and did a lot of Asian jokes against Hans Kim, which is what that's just their thing. Okay.
He got in trouble for that?
Yeah. I mean, he got canceled. His representation dropped him for it because
But, like, he does stuff with Cam Patterson, who's like the blackest person you've ever met, and that's his opener.
I know. Listen, none of this makes sense. Sure? Okay. It's just obviously it's whatever. But Tony Hinchcliffe went in and for some, I don't know why, started doing roasts against Puerto Rico. But I'll tell you, first of all, okay, here's what I want to say. I'm getting really in the weeds here before we play the clip. I think that the GOP is so desperate for celebrities that they'll take whoever they can get. Remember, Kanye West was a thing for a little while, and then he started talking about the Jays.
Yeah.
And they went, oh, God.
Those are our biggest donors, Kanye. Shut up.
Yeah. So they take these misfit weirdos And it used to be just like Scott Baio, but now you're kind of getting a lot of podcasts. We're inviting Donald Trump on, Theo
That's what I'm
Von.
saying. I think they were trying to roll with that, like, bro,
Yes,
love comedy,
totally.
bring back the toxic masculinity kind of Gen Z millennial crowd. And Kill Tony is huge. They often perform in Madison Square Garden.
Absolutely.
So someone on the Trump campaign was like, dude, this guy's got a big following. You did Schultz, you did Theo Von. We got to bring this guy on. And then he starts roasting Puerto Rico Jews and the Palestinians, and they go, oh no.
Yeah.
Did you see Trump talk to, I forget who it was, Sean Hannity, I think. He's like, I don't know this guy. I didn't organize this guy. I've never heard of this guy.
But I mean, they kind of had to do that because they made such a big deal. I guess let's play. Oh no, did they take it down?
Absolutely wild.
Kind of an inception.
So this is So this was a weird thing that Tim Waltz did to try to connect with the Ute. They did a Twitch stream with Tim Walz, the vice presidential candidate, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who's probably going to be president in 4 years. Now they weren't playing the game, as from what I can tell. Maybe they were. It didn't look like. It looks like they were just having a chat while somebody else played video games on Twitch, because that's what kids like. Now they did it on Sunday when actual football was on, which probably isn't very smart. It's not good timing.
That's when it was. They were doing it live, obviously.
I know, but you do it maybe when actual football. They're playing a football game, video game, NFL game.
Were they playing
when actual NFL games are on? I don't think they were, but they were alluding that they were. They were trying to smoke and mirror into the whole thing. So Tony, or do we have this up? Okay, we do. This is what Tony Hinchcliffe said at introducing Donald Trump at the Nazi rally.
Times. It really, really is. And, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. No.
Who is that jackwad? Who is that guy?
Actually, I think that's Tony Hinchcliffe, which is super disappointing. I mean, I don't. He's a comedian. I don't follow this
issue
very
with Puerto
closely,
Rico
but...
again.
Wait,
I saw it. This was.
She just said, I don't follow this crew very closely. In another post I saw on Twitter, she goes, I've been to many Kill Tony shows.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I believe AOC is from that floating island of trash.
Was she born?
Ethnically, she is Puerto Rican.
Okay,
so
fine.
Here we go.
This was when he went down after Helene, the horrific hurricane, people there, everybody coming together. We sent helicopters down from Minnesota and personnel. This is how you do this during this. And in the first hours, Trump complaining about the response. Does anybody remember how he responded to Maria in Puerto Rico? It was absolutely horrific. Down there insulting people, throwing it.
He was throwing the paper towels.
I remember, yeah.
I don't think it was insulting. This is maybe a little silly. There's no humor anymore. There's no everything is just to the nth degree, everything is immediately taken. The joke, I think, is a weird joke to say at a political rally. Not really bad at a comedy club. And I believe he ran it by somebody said, I think it might have been John and Drew talking about it actually today. I was in the car a lot today. So they said that Tony ran it by Joe Rogan, and Joe was like, I don't know if that's a good idea to do that.
How'd they find this out?
I don't know. I'm just kind of, it's hearsay.
And so he did it anyways?
Well, he did it at a club. I know he did it at a comedy club, and it didn't do very well. It did very similarly to how it did at the rally. Maybe Tony thought that, well, this is a Trump rally, so it might get a better response.
What do you think people would be like? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Puerto Rico's gross.
Or maybe just a little more
laughter.
I don't know.
But I mean, booed.
It's a weird. Well, I didn't really hear any boos. There was a lot of
do it again. There was a boo. There were boos.
All right, let's see.
Really is, and there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah, I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay, all right, okay, we're getting there.
Definitely some groans. maybe some booze. He bombed. He had a tough one there. And why is he there? Is he
That's
really?
what I'm asking.
Can we keep? But I get why he's there too, because they're so desperate to have anybody that would have anything to do with them of some sort of notoriety and fame that they go, yeah, please come in.
What do you? Do I believe this? I don't think I do. Like Ted Nugent wouldn't go. Like in terms of, because you're talking about celebrities. Aren't Kid Rock? I know Hulk Hogan was there, but
yes, but these are kind of like weird, offshoot, old. Like this is a young, very popular guy who's got a very popular online show. He gets more eyeballs on him than CNN.
I understand that, but we know that most of Hollywood and the music industry and actors and all of that are all hanging to the left, so you don't have a lot to choose from.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why when somebody's
this was 6 hours long, this whole thing, they could have easily omitted 11 minutes of it.
But I think it was streamed live, so they got their hands on it.
No, but I'm saying is like they clearly could have not had Tony come, and it wouldn't have taken a lot of time. You know, it's not like he did an hour. He did like 11 or 12 minutes.
You would, but why wouldn't you have him there? He's
because
very
it's risky.
Well,
is what I'm
clearly,
saying.
Yeah, no, clearly, yeah. It was risky,
Yeah.
and then obviously he said this, and you know the teams, the campaigns got a hold of it immediately and made sure they got it on this stream.
You know what? I was talking to a friend about this today, actually. They could have had Tony Hinchcliffe come on. And I know that Tony is a roast comedian. I know that. He could have easily done a speech about why like freedom of speech is so important and why, you know, we need to keep humor intact and how it brings people together. I saw Andrew Schultz. I think you probably saw it as well. He did a TED Talk. And it wasn't
I didn't see it. I don't like Andrew Schultz.
You don't? Anymore or like ever?
I remember you were really into him, and I remember we went to the show and I was like, hey, he's amusing. But now I don't like him.
Why?
I just find him very off-putting.
Okay.
Whenever I see him on podcasts, I don't know. I just don't vibe.
Do you feel like his like buddy sort of friendly gregariousness is like manufactured kind of? Because sometimes I get that, like he's like trying too hard to be someone's friend. Yeah, you know, like it just seems a bit try hard. I can kind of pick up on that.
I don't really know exactly, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that's all.
But what I'm saying is, like he could have easily. He didn't have to do the roast jokes. He could have just talked about why freedom of speech or whatever is important if they really wanted him to. I just don't understand why anyone in the campaign said, "What are you going to say?" Because we know you're a roast comedian and we could get in a lot of trouble. The left is accusing us of being racist. Maybe you couldn't, if you could just not make like racial jokes.
That's his bad.
I know. That's his thing. know. It's just, I was confused at the choice. I love Tony, but I was confused at the choice.
Yeah. I don't really blame Tony for it. I think it's more the campaign dropped the ball. Yeah. He said, you know, these people have no sense of humor, while that a vice presidential candidate would take time out of his busy schedule to analyze a joke taken out of context to make it seem racist. I love Puerto Rico on vacation there. I made fun of everyone, watched the whole set. I'm a comedian, Tim. Might be time to change your tampon. And then AOC responded to that and says, you're opening for Trump by calling Puerto Rico a floating pile of garbage. 4,000 plus Puerto Ricans died under him. This isn't the comedy story. You're using your set to boost neo-Nazis like MTG. Who's
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor.
I didn't know that either. I had to like look.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And stripping women's rights to the Stone Age.
Oh my God.
It's just, everything is just so to the umpth degree
I know,
that I just can't. It's so tired. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of this. But Joe Biden rules now. He's the best guy ever. He's really kind of loosened up. He's putting on Trump hats now. I think might be sabotaging Kamala's campaign because of
he was outed
because they ousted him. Mm-hmm. This one, I think he just wasn't thinking and is just an old man. But did you see the clip
about him calling the supporters garbage?
Yes.
I mean, people are analyzing things like he's this level-headed, cogent guy. He's not. So when people say to me, can you believe what he said? Of course I can. He's demented. What do you...
But it's just like the only way, like you got momentum now. You got, for some reason, Tony Hinchcliffe is representing. I know he's at his, rally. He's not running for president. He was an opener who just told a bad joke. I don't know. For some reason, this guy represents Trump and, the neo-Nazi rally or whatever. But then Joe Biden does this, which is amazing.
Was this just a call?
So he was
looks
talking
dead, by the way.
Yeah, he looks very scary. Joe Biden, and I think this was during Kamala's like big speech too, in front of the White House that was like televised. He hops on the laptop at the same time as she's doing her speech.
So bad.
It's just there's a lot of. It could just be him being brain dead. She won't accept any of his. He wants to campaign for her, and she's just going, "No, Joe, just relax." So then when she does her speech, he's hopping on a live stream.
What does it say? Vote Latino or something? So he's trying to do walk it back. What does that say in the top right? On the actual video. Latino?
Wait, what?
Is he talking to a bunch of Latino people?
Oh, yeah. Voto Latino. Yeah,
so he's trying to, he's trying to double down and say, look, Trump is doing well with Latino voters.
Yeah.
So he's like, look, he thinks you're a pile of garbage. What do you think? What say you?
And then he goes ahead and drops this.
For Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of seen as unconscionable, and it's
So to the big deal about calling Puerto Rico garbage, he goes and calls half of America garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the gosh, I don't even know the word for it. It's so gosh, I don't even know. No, not tasteless, just like kismet. Like it's just like, why would you respond this way when the big deal is that you're calling a people garbage, right? Supposedly in the joke. He goes out and goes, no, the only ones that are garbage are his supporters. Well, that's the whole thing. That's why they're mad. And you just did that now.
His administration tried to walk it back and say he was talking about the people who spoke at his rally and not the actual supporters.
You know what they did? They said that there's an apostrophe there. The only so they're saying that they're littering, I guess, and throwing garbage. Yeah.
Apostrophe, what?
The only garbage is his supporters. Apostrophe S. So I guess that they're littering. That's the only way that could make sense.
No.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I saw that they said they were talking about the people that spoke at the rally, not the supporters themselves. That's what I saw the administration try to walk back.
Okay. I mean, like apostrophe is possessive. So that would mean that they own something and that they're littering.
I mean, I didn't see that.
Obviously, but even that, it's like, okay, obviously what he meant is that you're garbage if you vote for Trump, which I don't even care. Do you care what Joe Biden thinks of you?
Yes.
You do?
No.
Okay. I'm so sick of these politicians don't care about you. Good. I don't want that. I want them to leave me alone. Leave me alone, Joe. Leave me alone, Don. That would be nice. I want to be left alone as much as possible. I just thought it was so rich just going out there and, oh my God, can you believe what these awful people said? And then he goes, doubles down and goes, no, you're garbage. Yeah. Okay. Joe rules. I wish he was. I'm voting. You know what? I am voting. I'm voting for Joe Biden. I'm writing in Joe.
How long do you think he lasts his life?
I don't think he's going to be.
I feel like there's going to be, there's already clearly a massive decline, but I think that it's going to go into, using the N-word territory very soon.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah. Could.
Because especially with something like this, you got to think that somebody who is this busy, as busy as the president, a lot of times what keeps people sharp is that they keep working, keep, seeing people, keep interacting. And once they remove themselves from like society or retire, they go downhill. Mm-hmm. He's been working for like the last 4 years.
I don't think he has been.
Yes, he has. You still have to meet with people. You still have to.
He didn't have a cabinet meeting for.
You still have to wake up, and you can't listen.
He just wakes up.
He was still doing a lot more than most people would in a nursing home. Okay. He still had to make appearances here and there and talk to people. At least he's speaking to his family. Do you know what I mean? Versus like once you retire and you don't talk to anybody and then your spouse dies and then you're isolated. If we see this much decline when he's actually working, it's going to drop off like crazy in the next year. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's dead this time next year.
It's very possible. I hope not. I hope he's here for many years to come. I'm going to vote in Joe Biden. Write-in candidate will be my vote this year. So that's fun. And I guess that's it. You're still thinking that the big D is walking back in there.
I hope so, and I think so, but I don't know. I mean, anybody who's like, "Oh, it's a shoe-in," they don't. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, like you said, what kind of shenanigans people are going to pull or what's going to happen. But I think we're going to get 45 back to 47. So,
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So enjoy it. Enjoy your Halloween. Enjoy your party. Enjoy your brownies that you're making. Your bars. I mean,
thank you so much.
And enjoy your Halloween out there. If you're dressing up, I will not be dressing up this year. I always say I'm going to go as Gold Dust, the wrestler. I've been saying that for 10 years and I've not done it. So,
maybe next year.
Maybe next year will be
40.
the year. Yeah.
That's the next frontier.
It's crazy.
We got Halloween, the election, Big Billy's 40th birthday.
4-0.
Which I feel like you've been contemplating and dreading for the last year.
Yeah, I'm ready to just get it over with. Let's go. Well, I got it ruined for me because somebody said, "Well, you're in your 40th year now."
Yeah, you knew that.
I didn't know that.
I
didn't think about it. So really, you're in your 40th.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, I feel like we talked about this a few weeks ago that you start your 40th year.
It's been
a few months.
I found this out 8 months ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When somebody told me, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah, because you completed 39 and then you were on your 40th. And once you hit 40, you've completed 40.
That's right.
Which is disgusting.
Yep. 25th of November. Be the big 40. Yeah, can I mention something? I don't know if I texted you last night. Do you do the birthday wishes on Facebook? You do. I know you do. Because this prompted me. Speaking of not ingratiating myself to people at my job.
Jesus, here we go.
This is,
let it fly.
Let me tell you something. This is insane that I know this. This is absolutely insane that I shouldn't even have this information. Isaiah at the bone. I'll just drop his name. I've always had mixed feelings about it. But I kind of warmed up to him working with him on the weekly checkup, which will be fun. The next weekly checkup next time I see him.
He is a very helpful man.
He's very helpful. He's very
always trying to help people.
But he can be, when I'm sitting there trying to get everything pulled up, and he's just like, "So what's going on?" I'm just like, I don't want to be mean, but I need to do something. So I just keep it very short, and I'm kind of short with him when I'm getting ready. Fun guy, like Isaiah. Okay, I know. I've heard.
Sound like it.
Listen. I've heard he talks a lot of crap behind people's back, but whatever. I don't.
Who
even care about
doesn't?
that. Yeah, I don't.
Like
care.
you don't talk shit.
Yeah, I could talk a lot.
We talk a lot of shit.
But so it was his birthday a few weeks ago.
Happy birthday!
Nope, not from me.
Happy birthday!
Rescinded. So again,
you deleted it.
Yeah, I sure did.
Dude, you're so petty, and I fuck with it.
Yeah,
I like it.
So let me just tell you what happened here. So I happen to be doom scrolling which is something I never do. Facebook, I don't really mess with. I usually just post stuff for prep for the podcast in the group that I have there, that we have. And I was doom scrolling and I see on a Hummel to Isaiah Chavez, "Happy birthday, Isaiah," from a few weeks ago.
Seems like a nice gesture.
That is nice. I did the same thing when I saw his birthday. I said, "Happy birthday, Isaiah."
Oh, wow.
I noticed that he responded to
what did
yours.
He say? I honestly don't know.
It was something he liked it, and then he said, "Thank you. I hope you're well." It's just a very generic, And then I'm going, I don't recall him responding to mine.
Oh dear.
So then I go. This is psychotic on my end. I get it, but I went to his page and I scrolled to the birthday wishes, and I notice he's responded to every single one there.
I didn't even
or
know
at least
check
at
this.
least acknowledged it. Yeah, because it's posted
on
to your wall.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm looking, and he sure as shit responded to every single one, or at least acknowledged it. There was one greeting that he did not acknowledge, and that one was from Will Kuncz. So I don't know I don't know.
What did you say?
I just said happy birthday.
Fuckface.
No, I just said happy birthday, Isaiah. And I meant it. But I went, son of a bitch. So that's some serious, that's obviously, that is saying something.
You're a woman. This is what we do.
No, it's not.
You're a woman.
But wouldn't you say, what are the odds that you go, oh, I didn't, obviously he's going to go.
No, it was intentional.
It was
I'm
definitely
not saying
intentional.
I'm just saying, like, your thought process is like, let me double check. That is like,
I know.
That's what we do.
It's a psychic. I mean, it's psycho what I did.
But also, I get it. I understand it. I would do and feel the same way you would.
But I want to know. I mean, like, I kind of want to confront him about it.
What do you think, dude? What do you think?
I don't know.
Do you want me to explain it
Yeah,
to you?
please, if you know. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't talk to the guy.
Well,
but if I were to put a few things together, I think him and maybe Johnny B still work together.
Yeah, but I work with him more than Johnny B.
You're not there anymore.
I get, so on the hierarchy scale, I'm lower than even where I was at. I was the co-host on the night show, which is pretty much as low as it goes.
It has nothing to do with hierarchy. It has to do with like showing loyalty to a certain person over someone else.
So that's insane. If that's what it is, that's insane.
I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's immediately what I thought was that, oh, it's the loyalty thing, not a Will isn't worthy thing.
Okay, it could be. I mean, part of me wants to confront him about it. Be like, hey, but I can't.
No, you can't. Do you want me to?
Yes. No, I don't know.
I will.
I don't know.
I'll just be like, hey, Isaiah. I'll like make a joke about it. You know, I'll write him on Facebook Messenger. I go, you know, we were talking about this funny thing on the podcast. Will was wondering, you know, you responded to everybody else's happy birthday wish except his, and he was a little hurt by that.
Well, I know he's gonna go, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I missed it. But no.
And then he'll be like, I'll go right on it now, and then I'll say, well, he deleted it. So
yeah,
you can't.
You can't. And I consider just unfriending entirely.
And maybe even a block.
Not a block.
You want them to see,
I would want them to see
friend.
it.
Oh, I thought we were friends.
Yeah, and I'd be like, I must have, I don't know.
Accidentally slipped on my mouse.
Yeah.
Unfriend.
Yeah. Which I still might do, by the way.
I'm almost certain it's a loyalty thing.
But that's made up in his head, which then I'm like, well, I don't want to be your friend.
It's not a made up. I mean, that's just probably how he feels.
What do you think's Johnny B's going to scroll through and see? Johnny doesn't give a S.
I understand, but that's how Isaiah, again, I'm speculating, is thinking like, I don't want Johnny B to see me currying favor with Will when Johnny B fucking hates Will.
But I don't think Johnny B does hate Will.
He doesn't hate. Stop speaking in the third person, first off. Secondly, I know Johnny doesn't hate you, but he's like, you guys are in butts. You guys broke up. You're exes.
Yeah, we
you are
broke up.
exes. And even though you had some good times together, things did not end amicably. So,
True.
Isaiah is kind of in your seat some of the time, right?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that show. I turn it on if I'm in the car at that time, and it's always like Rock Riley or some local guy.
Listen, as someone who was ousted myself, a lot of people that I was totally cool with, I can't talk with anymore for that exact same reason. They don't want anything to do with me because they don't want to be seen communicating with the enemy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
There are people that I was great friends with. I didn't hear a fucking peep when I was fired. Yeah. And I don't blame them.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. But I wasn't fired. I mean, I still work there, kind of.
You understand. Things did not end well. Whether they be walking or you getting fired, it's kind of the same thing.
I am curious. If you want to, Anna, reach out to him.
Oh, I'll fucking do it.
Watch, I'm gonna have to do weekly checkup on Saturday and walk in there.
Do you see him those days?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll message him.
And he's always really nice to me and like, dude, we need like
That's not how he said it.
Yeah, I can't do his voice. He has a very unique way of speaking.
Yeah.
But he's always overtly complimentary to the point where you're like, all right.
What does he say? How does he compliment you?
Oh man.
So handsome.
We need you back.
So fit.
No, definitely
doesn't
not.
Say those things.
No. Just how the station desperately needs a little more Will in its life, which I agree with you.
Not
Thank
on
you.
his Facebook page.
Not on his Facebook page though. Not yeah.
Maybe he just wants to keep your affection for him on the DL.
I guess so. I guess so. Which duly noted. You'll never get another birthday wish from me, ever.
Happy birthday, Isaiah.
Not from me. That's from Anna only. Not from Anna. Does not represent this program, this podcast. But yeah, it's funny. I'd be super curious to know.
I will absolutely find out.
I mean, I know what he's gonna. Like I said, I know it's gonna be. I didn't see it. That's and then if he's smart, he'll go. That's insane that he noticed that, and he's right. I could if he was to say that, I'd be like, yeah, it is crazy.
I have to get to the bottom of this.
That I do know that. I wonder if he's smart or dumb sometimes. I can't tell.
I feel like the brain is very compartmentalized organ.
Yeah.
And sometimes people like, let's just say Michio Kaku can be geniuses, but also
socially
renaissance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, it's interesting. But yeah, I did delete my Facebook greeting to him. And I might delete him as a friend.
Oh,
we'll
dear.
See. This is just good. I've made making enemies there has been a lot of fun. I don't know how it happened. I feel like I've been in the right every time, and people have
the far right. You know what I mean?
Have done me wrong. I feel like I've been wronged by a few people there, but
I'll get to the bottom of it.
But somehow,
let's end this podcast so I can message Isaiah. Okay.
Yeah, that's good,
guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you to Pillow Pants and Garrett. Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you
thank you to all of you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.